USC football coach Lincoln Riley, entering his third year with the Trojans, joins us live. First of all, Lincoln, how you doing? I've had you and Jim Harbaugh on the last 2 days, so it's good for me. I want to start with this. I've always liked Kliff. I think he's a very clever play caller. I think he gets along with people. He's been a head coach, so he knows what you go through and some of the vagaries of being a head coach. He goes to Washington. I think it's a great fit with he and Dan Quinn. What don't I know about Kliff? Take me behind the scenes on what he does that you really liked.
Yeah, I think the energy and confidence level that he brings to the staff, that he brings to the players that he's around, he's really got an infectious energy about him and always has been. And a guy that's just very, very impactful. And I think about, Coach Quinn and those guys going out to Washington to restart that thing. And I think Kliff is the perfect guy to bring along with him because he's going to bring that. And he's going to bring, as you said, a pedigree and a proven track record of success. And I think it's going to be, I agree. I think it's a great fit. I think he and Coach Quinn will work really, really well together. And it's going to be fun to see what those guys do out there.
Dan's a tough guy. And I think Kliff just brings that academic side. He's so clever. Caleb, one of the criticisms I heard about Caleb Williams, and I kind of rolled my eyes, we forget in our space, these are 21, 22-year-old kids. I was not capable of being a number one pick physically or emotionally. I'd have been a wreck. You wouldn't have wanted to draft me. I'd have flunked the interviews. But when I look at Caleb, I'm like, I like that he went into the stands. I like that it hurts. I like that he cares. And by the way, what I don't want is indifference. That I have no interest in. When you hear the criticisms of him, and he's not a perfect player, are any of them valid? The emotional stuff, he can be moody, any of it valid to you?
I'm like you. I would rather a guy, care too much than not enough. And Caleb is a tremendous competitor. He really wants to win. He does wear his emotions on his sleeve, but he is who he is, and he's confident in his own skin. And I think as a quarterback and as a potential leader of a franchise, you want somebody that is that's not trying to be somebody else that they're not. And I feel like Caleb has always been that way. And yeah, like you said, listen, this guy's there's a lot left in front of him. I mean, he's in the last 4 years, he's played 2.5 years of football. He's got so much more to learn, so much more room to grow. I think him getting in the right situation with the right coaches, the right kind of development will be key because he's obviously got the ability. He's got the desire to be great. He's got the competitiveness. So now all he needs is a great situation, and I believe he'll truly take off.
Did you know he'd be this talented when you saw him in high school?
I knew athletically he was that talented. The first time I got to go watch him throw the ball, I thought he threw the ball a lot better than what people thought, and I thought he was really improving on that, and that's just continued throughout his career. And now he's kind of on that next part of the journey, which is he can do most of the things physically. It's running the locker room. It's the different game situations that you're in, being able to find different ways to win or attack, how different people are going to play you defensively, learning to play with different skill sets. I mean, it's kind of that next part of the journey. And I think he's going to, just like he has all these other areas in his career, he's going to continue to climb.
Fourth highest winning percentage. Only Ryan Day, Kalen DeBoer, and Kirby Smart higher in college football with 50 games coached. So you move to the Big Ten. I hear this all the time. Oh, USC's got to go play in the Big Ten. I'm like, it rains out here too. We're okay. Not every day is 84 degrees. But if you had to make adjustments within your roster, Lincoln, are there some Big Ten adjustments you have to make?
I think there's just adjustments that you have to make when you're climbing from where we were 2 years ago to where we want to be and where we expect to be. And I think that's just the natural evolution of building a national championship level roster and program. And so a lot of me thinks that whether we were going into the Big Ten or staying in the Pac-12, that we would have been making the same improvements and adjustments regardless. And so we know there's going to be some new challenges, some new opportunities. We just got done playing in what was probably the best league in the country this year.
Yep.
And obviously there's going to be a lot more, great challenges ahead. But, we're kind of focused on our progression. We know that as we build this, we're building it with the idea to win national championships. And to do that, you have to be able to compete with and beat anybody. And so for us, it's more about the climb here at USC, and then we'll play whoever they put on the schedule.
Minute left. First time you saw Patrick Mahomes in college. What did you make of it?
I thought he was remarkable. We played them a few times. Obviously, when I was at Oklahoma, we were way more talented than them, and he just willed them into staying in the games with us that they probably had no business being in. And I remember, that we had the great game with him versus Mayfield in 2016, and Pat threw for 700 plus yards, and I was just. I'd never seen anything like it in my life. And so, pretty cool seeing what he's doing right now. Yeah,
700 yards. That's a day. that is
that's a day.
It's Big 12 football. There were a lot of 500-yard days. That was the sport there. All right, Lincoln Riley, third year, fourth highest winning percentage. Caleb Williams, Kliff Kingsbury updates. As always, Coach, good seeing you. Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.